welcome class back to Chapter 7. This is the third lecture video, the final lecture video for Chapter 7 of your Python Crash Course textbook. We're going to go ahead and look at the objectives of using a while loop with lists and dictionaries, moving items from one list to another, removing all instances of specific values from a list, and lastly, filling a dictionary with user input. So far we've worked with one piece of information at a time when we're working with our input prompts. We received the user's input, then we printed the input or response to it. The next time through the while loop, we received another input value and responded to that. But to keep track of many users and pieces of information, we'll need to use lists and dictionaries with our while loop. So we'll first look at moving items from one list to another, and this is confirmed users, okay, confirmed users in your textbook. So let's go ahead and look at this code here. You should see things that are familiar to you, like the append method, also the pop method as well, title, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through this one, explaining how we're moving these list items to this empty list. Okay, so the first time through this, we're going to go ahead and look at our while statement. It says while unconfirmed users. Okay, so while this list right here, okay, which points to this list right here, okay, has values in it, we will go ahead and run all of the while statements. So the first time through, it's Alice. Okay, so while, or I should say first time through, it's the entire list. Okay, current user is equal to unconfirmed users, and then we have pop. Okay, so pop is going to start at the back because that's what pop does. Okay, so we're looking at Candace, and Candace is now stored in current user. So verifying user, it would say Candace in title case. And then we're going to go ahead and append Candace to confirmed users. So now Candace, okay, so if I had looked at confirmed users, Candace has now been added to confirmed users. Okay, the next time through, okay, we're now looking where Candace has been removed from here. We're now still got two values, okay? So again, now we're going to pop. Brian is going to be popped off, and Brian is going to be the one that is now added to confirmed users. Okay, so Brian is now missing, okay, and now we have Alice. Same steps through Alice. Alice has now been added to confirmed users and removed from unconfirmed users. So now we have an empty unconfirmed users list, which is going to go ahead and exit us out of the while loop. Okay, so if we were to look at both of these loops now, confirmed users has Candace, Brian, and Alice, and unconfirmed users is now empty. We will then print out, okay, for confirmed user in confirmed users list, which is this list here. We'll go ahead and print those out. So we'll go ahead and execute. Okay, through here it says verifying user. I just scroll up here, Candace, okay, because that's what was here printed in our while statement. Then it was Brian, and then it was Alice, and then the following users have been confirmed: Candace, Brian, and Alice. Okay, so that's moving items from one list to another. Okay, we can also remove a specific value from a list. So in this case, it says while cat is in the pets list, we're going to go ahead and remove cat. Okay, so there might be a specific value, maybe that was erroneous, and we want to go ahead and remove that. Okay, then we're going to look at mountain pole. Okay, and this is filling a dictionary with user input. So again, we've been getting one piece of information. Now we're going to go ahead and build a dictionary based off of some user input. Okay, so mountain pole does that. So let's go ahead and run it, and then we'll look at the code. Okay, so it says, what is your name? Okay, I'm going to type in Amy. Which mountain would you like to climb someday? And we'll say Everest. Okay, would you like to let another person respond? We'll say yes. Okay, we'll say Sam, and maybe we'll say Fuji. Okay, would you like to respond? No. Okay, and now I have poll results. Amy would like to climb Mount Everest, Sam would like to climb Mount Fuji, and then here's just a raw dump of that dictionary. So let's go ahead and look at the code in detail. Okay, so we're starting out with an empty dictionary. Okay, notice the curly braces. We have a flag that is going and controlling our while loop. So while polling active is equal to true, okay, we're going to go ahead and prompt them twice and actually 3 times. Okay, so what is your name? Notice the spaces at the end of the prompts, okay, making some clear prompt information. Okay, so they enter in a name, okay, which I entered in my name, and my response was Everest. Okay, so here's my responses dictionary. Okay, here's the key to that, which will be Amy. So here is the output for responses. Okay, so responses, okay, the key is Amy, okay, and the value was Everest. Okay, and then we ran it through the second time. Okay, find out if anyone else is going to take the poll. Okay, and then we find out what was entered in. They say yes or no. Okay, again, noticing the space here at the end. Okay, and this is where the flag then becomes false. Okay, so if they say no, we got polling active equal false now, and our while is then exited. Okay, and then we go ahead and print out the results from there. Okay, so for name, that's their key. Responses, the value in the dictionary responses, again using the items method that we talked about in chapter 6. Okay, and then here is just that raw printout of the dictionary. Okay, so let's look lastly at our last lab, which is much like our mountain poll here. Okay, 710 Dream Vacation. Write a program that polls users about their dream vacation. Write a prompt similar to if you could visit one place in the world. Where would you go? Include a block of code that prints the results of the poll. Okay, so much like our mountain poll, okay, prompt them for their name, prompt them for where they would like to go, store that in a dictionary, and print out the results. Okay, make sure you're prompting them if they want to enter in another response as well. Okay, so 2 labs for this chapter, 7-5 and 7-10. If you have questions on any of the chapter examples or those 2 lab exercises, please let me know. Thank you.